Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in DayZ. This is 108 experimental right now. This is soon coming for the live branch on PC. And very soon after it hits the live branch on PC, it should hit us on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. Awesome. Can't wait. We've been waiting for this one for a minute. So we're going to go over the changelog today. I'm going to try to really blast through them as quick as I can because there's a lot of them. But I think there's some really good pieces of information there. Some stuff we've been dealing with, you know what I mean? Let me see if, is it raining outside? Okay, maybe we'll just stand here like a couple of bad dudes, right? Okay, let's go right to the list. Crazy stuff. Okay. Here we go. All right. As far as things added for 108, the Sporter 22 and its attachments, great. The lighter, the frying pan, the direct cooking slots for the oven and indoor stove, allowing you to place both pots, pans, and food directly. Real quick, one of the new fireplace containers I did find, and it's right here. This little guy. I keep hitting the button for Russ to crouch like a dummy. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Isn't it crazy? Okay, let's get back in the corner because this list is huge. Okay, cooking equipment, kindling, and fire fuel can now be used to create a fireplace at the indoor stove or fireplace. Okay, that changed just slightly. Items can now be attached directly to the fireplace. Also cool. Interactive indoor stove, we just saw that. SKVC SCH battalion area located in Chernarus. Unfortunately, we're over in Livonia. Ooh, it is raining. We're located in Livonia here. Beep. St. Roman Ski Resort location in Chernarus. New wrecked cars on Chernarus spawning vehicle parts. Okay, so we're in Livonia, but basically car wrecks in Chernarus, which is the default map, will now look like this. Wrecked vehicle parts and stuff. Nice, right? I actually get parts on there, car parts like external, like doors, hoods, and stuff. Pretty cool. All right, let me run back inside before I get ripped. Woo! Yeah, I can't wait for this to hit the live branch and then on console, man. Whew. Been waiting for these 108 updates for a minute. There's some good ones in here, I'm telling you what. They're good. Character sounds from running out of breath. Storage containers, barrels, crates, chests can now be destroyed by explosions, gunfire, and melee damage. Alright, the next one. Tents, watchtowers, and fences can be destroyed by explosions, gunfire, and melee damage. Next row. Tents, watchtowers, and fences can now be repaired using tools and materials. Oof. Ruined containers and tents will drop their contents onto the ground. That's awesome. And this is the new one right here. The canopy tent along with color variants, so a new type of tent, not just the car tent. Color variants for the medium tent, which is great because that thing really stuck out a lot. Server info in the in-game menu. PC can be switched off in the options menu. Ability to pull dead bodies out of vehicles. Nice, so you don't have to cut them up. Okay, fixed, and this one's huge. Hopefully I'm going slow enough where you can hear me, but fast enough where this isn't going to take forever. Game crash related to base building. That should help with us on console and server stability and just frame rates. Server errors related to throwing. That should also help for the same reasons. Several optimizations when it comes to building and collisions. Okay. Several map issues on Chernarus and Livonia. An exploit to look through walls and abusing the compass. That's cool that they're fixing that. There's been a couple of those. I didn't know about the compass thing. Loading internal magazines of weapons did not work across multiple stacks of ammunition. We didn't run into that one. No sound was played when skinning something with a machete. Bottles and canteens are now spawning with random amounts of water in them. Sounds weren't being played when filling up a bottle canteen at the well, lake, or gas station. Repositioning the cable reel could break the hand slot and cause desynchronization. Really? Huh, that's interesting. Why can I select rows? The flashbang could cause a permanent, I don't know how to say that, effect when hit with multiple flashbangs in short succession. The windows of the large tent can be interacted with, could not be interacted with the camo net was attached. Switching to a heavy item while in throwing stance could freeze the character. Okay, so animation glitches basically can cause meatball or just your character to break. Character was not forced to stand up when switching from one-handed to heavy items in hands, causing animation glitches. Horticulture, water plant fertilizer action would still be shown after they were already executed. Okay. Reloading immediately after shooting the repeater would sometimes not work. Oof. I don't think we ran into that one either. Starting to shoot during a firearm melee could cause extremely rapid firing. I wish I would have figured that one out. That's funny. Man, how did somebody find that? When waking up from unconscious in a car, the player could be teleported to an unspecified location. That's hilarious too. Characters had misplaced items in their hand when stuck in the sitting position after becoming unconscious when entering a vehicle. It was possible to drive a car in a dead battery. The player can now remove car attachments while player is sitting in the vehicle. Okay, okay. I wonder if, so can the driver do that? That'll have to be something we test out on the live stream. It was possible to get out of vehicles too close to walls. That was an exploit for getting into people's buildings. I'm glad they fixed that one. A limping character was unable to enter the shooting gallery in amusement parks. Swapping light and heavy items while prone could glitch the animation. It was possible to light a fire with an empty box of matches, also kind of funny. Trying to chamber an already loaded weapon could break the weapon. Rotation of human meat when attached to a long stick. Switching your item in hand while placing would create false holograms, so like the placing model. Some environmental actions could be triggered regardless of height difference. The fireplace could be ignited underwater. Hilarious that somebody did that. Igniting kindling would create the resulting fireplace right under the player. It was possible to destroy a barrel fireplace by burying ashes action. Huh. Burying ashes was possible on concrete surfaces. Fireplace effects particle sounds were not cleaned up on clients when fireplace leaves network bubble. Could also be a big networking performance issue type thing. Water boiling effects were stuck on the cooking pots even when the water boiled off. Cooking equipment effects were persistent even when the fireplace went out. Damaged materials for barrels and fire barrels were not applied properly. Watchtower top roof did not have collisions. Item could not be placed in the upper watchtower levels. The watchtower was not producing the right footstep sounds. Hang on, let me take a drink of water because this is a lot. You know what I mean? Woo! Oh yeah. When a gate with barbed wire was attached. When a gate with barbed wire attached was opened, the damage would still be applied in its original position. Now, we did run into. That's crazy. That's been in there for a hot minute. Ruined barbed wire could be mounted on a fence. Traps are now also triggered by animals and the infected. The sun shaft effect was not present over the course of the day. Character desynchronization when a player logged in close to a player who is taking an item into hands at the moment. That's a weird one. It was not possible to take an item from the hands of a dead player. That we ran into a lot. We'd have to cut them up to actually get it. After committing that word, the tools used were desynchronized and cannot be interacted with. Several synchronization issues related to inventory, quick bar, and slot reservation. That's cool. So hopefully it's fixing the desync we're thinking about. Several character issues when going unconscious while swimming. Oh, sketchy burp. Issues with the ladder at the lighthouse. Characters would get stuck in the climbing animation when attempting to leave the ladder. The infected could not follow the player in the harbor pier. Faulty hit registration when hitting multiple components within the same damage zone. The player was unable to open their inventory during the surrender gesture. No, was able to open the inventory during the surrender gesture. How did we not figure that one out? Dried zucchini was missing its textures. Every texture for zucchini is the best texture. Several localization issues. That has to do with translation, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. Heavy items could be stacked to float in the air. No more super climbing for you. Okay, this is another section here. This is changed. Hold breath sway pattern behavior has been changed. Hold breath stamina consumption is now non-linear. Fireplace ignition action won't show up if the conditions to light the fire are not met, i.e. too wet, too windy. Fireplaces under a... Okay, So these have to do with the new fireplace stuff, and I know in Livonia, and in Chernarus, but especially Livonia, you're going to have to get food and stuff right away, and cooking them over a fire is definitely a thing, so you're going to want to find a place to do so, which basically means when it rains, you're going to have to go run for shelter, because it's just not going to be possible, or it's going to be a lot more difficult. So these all have to do with that here. Fireplaces under exterior roofs will ignore the rain and wind factors. The stone oven is immune to rain and wind effects. Okay. Just like we thought. Just exactly like we thought. Items in fireplaces. Cargo will get damaged and eventually removed when the fire burns. The fireplace stone circle is no longer built automatically and can now be carried with stones attached. Fireplace bark slots merged into one slot. The fireplace with stone circle has a lifetime of 2 days. The stone oven has 7 days refreshed by interacting with it. Reduced fireplace tripod inventory size and visuals. The barrel fireplace can be ignited anywhere except in water. It can be doused when it's raining. The fireplace barrel can now be carried after the fire went out. Can be carried with ashes. Tent windows, walls, and windows have their state persist over server restarts. That's good. Barrels and fire barrels have their lid state persist over server restarts. Awesome. Splitting one large stone produces 3. Bringing out your clothes now dries clothes faster. 1 level per circle, so you can basically see how many levels of wet your gear is. Bark requires less size in the inventory. Beautiful. Wooden crates can now be dismantled. Ruined items cannot receive attachments or items in their cargo. Combination of items also calculate health of final stack. That's huge. You can no longer repair things by combining them, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember that changed or is coming. Improve vehicle stability in closed spaces during spawn. Vehicle brake power is now increased over time instead of instantly. It should now be easier to find action widgets at the base of building objects, so our hitboxes for interaction windows are bigger. This is one that caught my eye earlier. Disabled the crafting of the spear for now. What? I don't know how I'm going to survive at the beginning of Livonia. That's like my go-to weapon. Find some bones, make a spear. The temperature tooltip label no longer shows the accurate temperature in the inventory. Rounding applied. The escape menu no longer opens automatically after death in multiplayer. When a player is aware of their own blood type, it automatically gets added to the blood bags the player fills with its own blood. It didn't before. Performance optimization for the watchtower. Hopefully that helps our frames on console. Wooden logs of the fence watchtower can be dismantled regardless of direction. Okay, so no more building blocking. The destruction action has been disabled on all relevant tools because of balance reasons. Barbed wire attachment slots for the fence and watchtower were moved to the material pile rather than left outside. Awesome. Updated textures of several farm and industrial objects, better resolution and visuals. Raindrop sounds are now played on player-made tents. Fireplace cannot be ignited in interior spaces with a ceiling height lower than 5 meters. Okay. Fireplace values for ignition, heating, cooling, and fuel consumption. Fuel objects except fire barrel are now indestructible to be tackled in a future. Okay. Yeah, future to be tackled in a future update. Stone oven requires 16 large stones to be built. The stone circle 8. When creating the stone oven, the opening now faces the player. Crafting of the barrel takes longer and damages the knife more. Beautiful. Reduce the inventory size of lard. Awesome. Reduce the inventory size of small stones. I told you this was a lot. It is possible to break down the ash tree like a regular ash or like a regular bush. Plum and pears can now be attached to the long stick. Increase crafting cost of the wooden crate. Particles for boiling water are now raising slower and less vertical. Cute. Cooking on a long stick is now disabled for the fire barrel. New direct cooking slots on top of the barrel are available instead. Particles of the indoor fireplace primarily to address clipping with surroundings. Collision on fence and watchtower lower walls, making shooting and aiming behind them easier. Tight. Combination locks will drop when important parts of the gate are destroyed. The player swings the carp now when attacking with it. That's hilarious. Improved texture compression for reduced file size. Does that mean I can hit somebody in the face with a dead fish? Reduced noise of the MK2. Collisions of the medium tent to allow easier entrance and exit. Awesome. We're almost there. Attachments. Slots for books in the fireplace have been removed. Fake inventory slot for the spare wheel and the Olga also removed. Yeah, that's the only one that has that. Stacking of small and large stones outside the fireplace. Nice. Okay, that was a long one. Oh, geez, it's still raining. That's Livonia. Well, congratulations, and thank you to anybody who made it to the end. That was a super long one. If you did find this useful and helpful, be sure to drop a like. Woo! As it does help out a lot. And I just want to show you one of these new textures over here. Man, I can't wait to be playing this on Livestream and stuff and just checking out the new stuff. See, like the floor texture changed. Like, totally changed. Jeez, I think I lost my voice for speeding through that. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys in the next live stream / video on both DayZ and Rust. And we are waiting for that Rust beta that's coming for console. Obviously, we will be maining this DayZ on console as soon as the 1.08 update hits. Until then, we'll be doing the experimental stuff over on the PC just to see what the new stuff is. So, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye!